practically, and you said that the revelation of your worth came from the word. So in those days, if you have them where things get shaken, maybe confidence gets shaken, are there any specific things that you do to remind yourself of who you really are? Are there any verses that stand out, or just any other things, they don't have to be verses, that kind of help you, strengthen you?
Yeah. So one of the things I'll say is, for myself, I tend to find when my confidence is most shaken is when I'm doing comparisons. Like when I'm subconsciously or consciously comparing myself, whether it's with someone on Instagram or it's with an old version of myself, or just comparison can be so dangerous. And everyone obviously knows the phrase, comparison is the thief of joy. And it's very, very real.
But how many of us live with that knowledge in mind? Okay.
Yeah. So oftentimes if I find like I'm kind of struggling with confidence, usually it's got to do with that. So typically I will kind of look at what am I taking in, so what am I consuming, what am I focusing on, because I believe that what you focus on, obviously you make larger, like you magnify it. So okay, maybe subconsciously I've been focusing on like all these other people on Instagram and like other people's lives, and my personal kind of solution to that is to take a step back. So that might look like a digital detox for me, for example. So I will just have a break from social media, or I'll obviously supplement that with prayer. I'll pray my way through it, and I'll say, Lord, like help me to focus on who I am and who you've called me to be, and see myself how you see me. Because like I said, I think oftentimes when people's confidence is affected, it's just because we're focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one of the things. And then definitely prayer, definitely the word as well, like you said, and just allowing God to minister to me and to just love on me. I find that when I feel his love and when I feel loved by him and I remember that I'm loved by him, then that gives me a kind of confidence that nothing else can kind of give me anyways. So yeah, it's just about making sure, okay, am I really connected to the source?
But I love that you talked about the digital detox, because it's a type of self-care, and self-care is so important for the modern millennial and the way that we're tending towards in society, especially with mental health. I found really, really fascinating and also very kind of poignant what you said about it's not just about the digital detox. You supplement that with prayer and with the word, because when you take something out, it's great to take something out and kick bad habits, but it's equally important to be able to fill that back up with something that's edifying and positive. Otherwise you just have an empty space. And there's actually something in the word that talks about when a spirit leaves a home and the home is cleared up, it will actually return and make a home for itself again. And while that sounds a bit scary because it talks about spirits and negative vibes, it's actually just that you can't exclude things and then have nothing, because then you just leave yourself open to whatever may come back. You have to fill it up with something of value. So how did you navigate that? Was that easy? Because people tell me all the time they struggle with reading the Bible. So yes, supplement the digital detox with the word and prayer. How?
Definitely not as easy as it sounds, definitely. I think with myself, when I'm doing like a digital detox, the easiest part, so to speak, is the pulling away from social media. I don't really find that terribly hard now because I've done them so often.
How often do you do it? Is there a set time?
So there's not a set time, but I do it when I feel like that tug of you're not focusing, like you're distracted, whether it's distracted by comparison or distracted by good things even, but you're just distracted, you're not spending the sufficient time with God that you should be spending, yet you're investing so much time into your mobile phone. Like your mobile phone's not going to save you. What are you doing? So that happens from time to time. But when I do take part in like a digital detox, like I said, the kind of easiest part is pulling away. Then it's okay, so I've got all this free time now. There's my Bible. Guess I should pick it up. But like there's this thing over here that's kind of distracting me as well, and then there's this other thing, and there's this demand, and there's etc.
There's a to-do list, there's emails. For me, sometimes there's food.
Where
am I going to
look at? This is it. Like there's always something, essentially. But actually, I really like something that I believe Iffy Alexis, so she's someone that I follow online, and I believe she said it once, and she said that if we always wait till we feel like spending time with God, then we're never going to spend time with God, or we're very rarely going to. Like it's not. Fellowship and like devotion is not a thing that can be reliant on our feelings, because oftentimes I'll be completely transparent, I don't feel like opening the word. Sometimes I don't, and sometimes I don't feel like God checking me. I don't feel like the Holy Spirit checking me and telling me about myself. So sometimes it is a struggle. I'm not gonna lie about that at all. Sometimes it's a bit of like I might start off by playing some worship music. I'm like, come on, Deborah, get in the zone. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll grab my Bible. But then what I find is when I allow myself to be immersed in it, and when I actually make that connection, suddenly it's like, almost what was I doing
before?
Yeah.
I was saying,
what was I so afraid of?
I was saying to friends actually the other day that some days I'll feel so just tired, or if I've been out, you know, day back to back to back, and I've done loads of work and I've been working, I come home and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I almost feel like, oh, I'm sad, but actually you're not sad, you're tired. Then I just open my Bible, read, I don't know, recently I was reading 1st and 2nd Timothy, and I was like, this is what I've been missing. I'm not I'm a bit tired, but I'm not tired, I'm not depressed. I just need to like read the word. And I think what you said about your feelings is so key, because when you said that, the first thing I thought was, but shouldn't you want to worship God? Shouldn't you want to? But we have to understand in life that actually there's almost like 2 factors at play, and it's almost like, I guess, going to the gym or starting a new habit, that all because you don't want to do something doesn't mean it's bad, and all because you want to do something doesn't mean it's good. Actually, it's probably the path of least resistance is probably the worst option, where you're feeling that resistance is actually what you should push into. A lot of the time in society, I feel as if people are now moving towards the do what I want, but what you want really may not get you to where you need 100%. To be. It's just the truth. And I think we need to get braver and more honest with ourselves to embrace the fact that I know that I don't want to do this right now, but it's worth it. And when I get into it, it's all that I couldn't really be bothered. It all kind of goes away.